It's time to talk about the sun. So in my latest series, The Firmament, we covered the basics on the creation story where we talked about the moon, the sun, the stars, the plants, the animals, and man. In this series, we're going to talk about each element and their functions according to the book of Enoch. But first, who is Enoch? The Bible says that he was a noble man that walked with God, that he physically didn't die, but that he was taken up to heaven by God. And he's also a notable patriarch, father to Methuselah and great-grandfather to Noah. But that's it. That's all we know. Now, the book of Enoch covers his time in heaven and God's permitted access to account for the mysteries of heaven, namely biblical cosmology and celestial beings. To note, there's tons of speculation on why the book of Enoch never made it into canonical scriptures, thanks to the Council of Laodicea, but here are a few. Pause to read. Okay, are you still with me? Perfect. Now it's time to introduce the sun and its circuit. For this, we go to chapter 72, where the holy angel Uriel shows Enoch the luminaries that are in the firmament. And fast forward to a couple of pages where it talks about the sun rising and setting through portals, with 6 on the east and 6 on the west. Now, from here on out, anytime you hear the word portals, I want you to think lanes. It'll all make sense in a moment. The book further mentions that the wind is its chariot. And at the beginning of the year, when the day becomes longer, it rises and sets from the 4th portal for 30 days and 30 nights. And in another piece of the chapter, it talks about that there are 12 doors surrounded by flames that the sun also goes through. Whoa, what? I already know what you're saying. Well, Tippy, how can that be? Well, let me show you. I found a great depiction. Okay, but first, let's check out a graph that I made. Now, don't quote me on it 100%, but this is ideally what the portals, aka the lanes, would look like. It starts in the 4th portal, and quite ironically, much of the Middle East is in that lane, and it goes around and around from east to west in circles for 30 days and 30 nights. And then it changes lanes going outward, 3, 2, 1. And then again back to the inside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now your next question might be, well, how does it change lanes? Let's take a look at that. And here it is, hopefully from a better view. Thank you first, Enoch.org, for making this beautiful depiction. So we have our 6 plus 6 doors, sun going around in the 4th, 30 days and 30 nights, and then it switches lanes and goes out to the 3rd. Round and round it goes. Well, I think that's a good start. Stay tuned for the next episode where I will cover season. And in the meantime, save, like, share, and let me know your thoughts in the comments.